a frown and it's like looking down the barrel of a gun and it goes off. And how come all these words? Oh, there's a very pleasant side to you, a side I much prefer. It's one that's laughs and jokes around. Remember cuddles in the kitchen, yeah, to get things off the ground. And it was up, up and away. Oh, but it's really hard to remember that on a day like today, when you're all argumentative and you've got the face on. Now then, Mardy Bum, oh, I'm in trouble again, aren't I thought as much, 'cause you turned over there and pulling that silent disappointment face, the one that I can't bear. Well, can't we just laugh and joke around? Remember cuddles in the kitchen, yeah, to get things off the ground. And it was up, up and away. Oh, but it's really hard to remember that on a day like today, when you're all argumentative and you've got the face on. And yeah, I'm sorry I was late, but I missed the train and then the traffic was a state. And I can't be asked to carry on in this debate that reoccurs. Or when you say I don't care, but of course I do, yeah, I clearly do. Cuddles in the kitchen, yeah, to get things off the ground. And it was up, up and away. Oh, but it's really hard to remember that on a day like today, when you're all argumentative and you've got the face on.
I saw you in the battleship, but it was only a look-alike. She was nothing but a vision trick. Under the warning light, she was close, close enough to be your ghost. But my chances turned to toast when I asked her if I could call her your name. I thought I saw you in the rusty hook, huddled up in a wicker chair. I wandered over for a closer look and kissed whoever was sitting there. She was close and she held me very tightly, till I asked awfully politely, please, can I call you her name? And I elongated my lift home. Yeah, I let him go the long way round. I smelt your scent on the seatbelt and kept my shortcuts to myself. I thought I saw you in the parrot's beak, messing with the smoke alarm. It was too loud for me to hear her speak, and she had a broken arm. It was close, so close that the walls were wet, and she wrote it out in letter sets. No, you can't call me her name. Tell me, where's your hiding place? I'm worried I'll forget your face, and I've asked everyone. I'm beginning to think I imagined you all along. I elongated my lift home. Yeah, I let him go the long way round. I smelt your scent on the seatbelt and kept my shortcuts to myself.
that it was her heart that he was stealing. Oh, he was ready to impress, and the fierce excitement, the eyes are bright, he couldn't wait to get away. And I bet that Juliet was just the icing on the cake. Make no mistake, no. And even if somehow we could have shown you the place you wanted, well, I'm sure you could have made it that bit better on your own. And I bet she told a million people that she'd stay in touch, but all the little promises that don't mean much when there's memories to be made. And I hope you're holding hands by New Year's Eve. They made it far too easy to believe that true romance can't be achieved these days. And even if somehow they could have shown you the place you wanted, well, I'm sure you could have made it that bit better on your own. You're the only ones who know. I'm going back to 5:05. If it's a 7-hour flight or a 45-minute drive, in my imagination you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. Stop and wait a sec. When you look at me like that, my darling, what did you expect? I
Fools on parade, cavort and carry on for waiting eyes that you would rather be beside than in front of. But she's never been the kind to be hollowed by the steps. last time. Yes, that will get you back to normal. And after you have dabbed the patch, you'll breathe and then proceed to scratch the varnish off that newly added calmness, so as not to raise any alarms too soon. And the clean coming words, and you never get a spotlight when there's dirt beneath the dirt. The liar takes a lot less time to decide on this altar. Have you got itchy bones? And in all your time alone, can you whack your mind's being riddled with the wrong memories? And the clean coming will hurt, and you can never get a spotlight when there's dirt between the dirt. I etched the face of a stopwatch on the back of a raindrop, and did a swap for the sand in an hourglass. I heard an unhappy ending, it sorta sounds like you leaving. I heard the Piledriver Waltz, it woke me up this morning. You look like you've been for breakfast at the Heartbreak Hotel, and sat in the back booth by the pamphlets and the literature on how to lose. Your waitress was miserable, and so was your food. If you're gonna try and walk on water, make sure you wear your comfortable shoes. Mysteries flashing amber, go green when you answer, but the red on the rest of the questionnaire never changes. I heard the news that you're planning to shoot me out of a cannon. I heard the Piledriver Waltz, it woke me up this morning. You look like you've been for breakfast at the Heartbreak inside of my back boots by the pamphlets and the literature on how to lose. Your waitress was miserable, and so was your food. If you're gonna try and walk on water, make sure you wear your comfortable shoes. Do you still feel younger than you thought you would by now? Or darling, have you started feeling old yet? Don't worry, I'm sure that you're still breaking hearts with the efficiency that only youth can harness. And do you still think love is a Laserquest? Or do you take it all more seriously? I've tried to ask you this in some daydreams that I've had, but you're always busy being make-believe. And do you look into the mirror to remind yourself you're there? Or has somebody's goodnight kisses got that covered? I'm not being honest, I pretend that you were just some lover. Now I can't think of air without thinking of you. I doubt that comes as a surprise, and I can't think of anything to dream about. I can't find anywhere to hide. When I'm hanging on by the rings around my eyes, and I convince myself I need another, and for a minute it gets easier to pretend that you were just some lover. Slippers and rocking chair, singing dreadful songs about summer. Well, I found a better method of pretending you were just some lover. Well, I found a better method of pretending you were just some lover. So you're on the prowl, wondering whether she left already or not. Leather jacket, collar popped like antenna, never knowing when to stop. Sunglasses indoors, par for the cause, lights in the floors and sweat on the walls. Cage bridges and poles. Call out the search for your soul, or put it on hold again. She's having a sly and a smoke. She calls the folks who run this, her oldest friends, sipping and drinking, laughing at imaginary jokes. As all the signals are sent, her eyes invite you to approach, and it seems as though those lumps in your throat that you just swallowed have got you going. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Number one party anthem. She's a certified mind blower, knowing full well that I don't. May suggest there's somewhere from which I might know her, just to get the ball to roll. Drunken monologues, confused because it's not like I'm falling in love. I just want you to do me no good, and you look like you could. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Number one party anthem. Come on, come on, come on. Before the moment's gone. Number one party anthem. Yeah, yeah. The look I blow, the rush I blow, the she's with me is the galley shrub, the shelter bugs, the camera pearls, the black and white, the color dots, the goods and girls, the cubicles, the house of fun, the number one party anthem. Come on, come on, come on. 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 Before the moment's gone. Number one party anthem. Number one party anthem. Number one party anthem. Yeah, yeah. Dancing in my underpants, I'm gonna run for government. I'm gonna form a covers band and all. Back there by the baby grand, did Mr. Winter Wonderland say, come here kid, we really need to talk. Bear with me man, I lost my train of thought. I fantasize, I call it quits. I swim with the economists, and I get to the bottom of it for good. By the time reality hits, the chimes of freedom fell to bits, the shining city and the fritz. They come out of the cracks, thirsty for blood. Oh, sang round the money tree, this stunning documentary that no one else unfortunately saw. Such beautiful photography, it's worth it for the opening scene. I've been driving round listening to the score, or maybe I just imagined it all. I've played to quiet rooms like this before. Bear with me, man, I lost my train of thought. One of the strokes. Now look at the mess you made me make. Hitchhiking with a monogrammed suitcase, miles away from any half-useful imaginary highway. I'm a big name in deep space, ask your mates, but Golden Boy's in bad shape. I found out the hard way that here ain't no place for dolls like you and me. Everybody's on a barge floating down the endless stream of great TV. 1984, 2019, maybe I was a little too wild in the 70s. Rocket ship grease down the cracks of my knuckles, karate bandana, warp speed cheek, hair down to there. Impressive mustache, love came in a bottle with a twist of cap. Let's all have a swig and do a hot laugh. So who you gonna call? The Martini Police. Baby, that isn't how they look tonight. Oh no. It took the light forever to get to your eyes. I just wanted to be one of those ghosts you thought that you could forget, and then I haunt you via the rear view mirror on a long drive from the back seat. But it's alright, 'cause you love me and you recognize that it ain't how it should be. Your eyes are heavy and the weather's getting ugly, so pull over, I know the place. Don't you know an apparition is a cheap date? What exactly is it you've been drinking these days? Jukebox in the corner, long hot summer. You got a film up on the wall and it's dark enough to dance. What do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner? Or maybe I was a little too wild in the 70s. Back down to earth with a lounge shimmer, shimmer. Elevator down to my make-believe residency. From the honeymoon suite, 2 shows a day, 4 nights a week. Easy money. So get to your eyes. And as we gaze skyward, ain't it dark early? It's the star treatment.
Don't get emotional, that ain't like you. Yesterday's still leaking through the roof, but that's nothing new. I know I promised this is what I wouldn't do, but somehow giving it the old romantic fool seems to better suit the mood. So if you wanna walk me to the car, you ought to know I'll have a heavy heart. So can we please be absolutely sure that there's a Mirrorball? You're getting cynical and that won't do. I'd throw the rose tint back on the exploded view. Darling, if I were you, and how's that insatiable appetite for the moment when you look them in the eye and say, baby, it's been nice.
I'm sure to have a heavy heart. So can we please be absolutely sure that there's a Mirrorball for me? Oh, there'd better be a Mirrorball for me. That's quite a number to sing. Spotlit, getting lowered in. Can you co-direct and play the twins? And adapt the main theme for mandolins? I've conjured up wonderful things. The ballad of what could have been, over and out. It's been a thrill. I had big ideas, the band was so excited, the kind you'd rather not share over the phone. But now the orchestra's got us all surrounded, and I cannot for the life of me remember how they go. Coordinated release, nationwide festivities. We had them out of their seats, waving their arms and stomping their feet. Some just hysterical scenes. The ballad of what could have been, over and out. Really, it's been a thrill. I had big ideas, the band was so excited, the kind you'd rather not share over the phone. But now the orchestra's got us all surrounded, and I cannot for the life of me remember how they go. names underlined in sparks. I'll admit it's elaborate for a waking thought. Vortex to vortex, the business they call show hasn't ever been this pumped up before. Hello, gruesome. There's just enough time left to swing by and readdress the start. If you call and have them pull around the car and stop specializing in stories from the road. Hello, you. Still dragging out a long goodbye. Chapter reaches its end and leaves us in a thoughtful little daze. This electric warrior's motorcade shall burn no more rubber down that boulevard. Read the message I left on the thank you card, overtaking the tractor, waiting for sets of winds and bends to level out again. Picking a moment along a country lane, the kind where the harmonies feel right at home. Hello, you. Still dragging out a long goodbye. Of York, the executive branch, having some fun with the warm-up act. If that's what it takes to say good night, then that's what it takes. For a figure song on a hotel notepad, takes to say goodnight. Sometimes I wrap my head around it all, and it makes perfect sense. Keep reminding me that it ain't a race. When my invincible streak turns on to the final straight, that's what it takes to say goodnight. And that's what it takes. Of friends on the wall. I suppose we aren't really friends anymore. Maybe I shouldn't ever call that thing friendly at all. Get freaked out from a knock at the door when I haven't been expecting one. Didn't that used to be part of the fun? Once upon a time, we'll be there at the back of the bar, in a booth like we usually were. Every time there was a rocket launch or some big event, what a death I died, writing that song, start to finish with you looking on. It stays between us, Steinway and his sons, 'cause it's the Ultracheese. Perhaps it's time that you went for a walk and dress like a fictional character from a place they call America in the golden age. Trust the politics to come around when you were just trying to orbit the sun, when you were just about to be kind to someone because you had the chance. I still got pictures of friends on the wall. I might look as if I'm deep in thought, but the truth is I'm probably not, if I ever was. I've done some things that I shouldn't have done, but I haven't stopped loving you once.